I'm invested in Palantir because I see them as a 21st century company with a 22nd century vision, meaning that way off in the distant future, in 2100 and beyond, I believe that Palantir, or at the very least, companies similar to Palantir, will be extremely relevant in business. Because if companies are going to want to continue to have an edge on the market and their customers, they're going to need the very best data and analytics systems that quickly and efficiently piece together models that will allow them to make cost-efficient business decisions. And Palantir is already leading the pack right now in big data and analytics. So I think it's extremely fair to say that Palantir is going to be around for a very long time. And the fact that Palantir's software is already deployed in dozens of different industries already just goes to show both how agnostic and successful that their software truly is. So in this video, I'm going to be going over Palantir's most recent update in regards to the medical industry. And just for some context, Palantir's software is currently deployed in all areas of the healthcare value chain and beyond, including life sciences, pharma, biotech, clinical research, and healthcare operations to help power better decisions to the world's toughest problems. But more specifically, this video will be going over the medical supply chain ecosystem. Palantir and Concordance announced partnership to power first fully integrated medical supply chain ecosystem. So on October 3rd, Palantir announced that they'd be working with Concordance Healthcare Solutions, which is actually one of the largest independent healthcare distributors in the United States. And furthermore, the whole point of this partnership is to power the first fully integrated medical supply chain ecosystem, bringing together inventory and supply chain data for manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, and providers into one cohesive, real-time system. So if we take a step back, one of the most pressing challenges in the healthcare system today lies within the supply chain, and the root cause is the management of data associated with critical supply chain workflows. And of course, as a surprise to no one, the pandemic exacerbated these long-standing issues, causing further shortages, back orders, and extreme spikes in demand for certain products, highlighting the lack of visibility between healthcare supply chain partners. And today, providers still face unpredictable availability and lead times for essential, life-saving supplies, while manufacturers and distributors face unknown provider demand planning. So by recognizing that the industry is in a position to adopt new solutions to overcome these obstacles, Palantir and Concordance have come together to build an ecosystem that can handle diverse data sets and desperate enterprise resource planning tools, regardless of capability, to create one agnostic point of reference, powered by Palantir Foundry. And those utilizing this new supply chain platform will have access to the ecosystem's live inventory data and supply chain signals within an actionable interface, which means there will be a complete line of sight and proactive signals into supply chain information at each stage, from production to a point of care. And of course, Palantir's world-leading information security also means that the data is only viewable and actionable by those with the appropriate credentials. So while issues like product back orders and substitutions that historically could take hours of resources away from frontline staff can literally be resolved within minutes, and ultimately, this improves patient care and reduces the burden on the healthcare providers. The launch of this ecosystem represents a vision to fundamentally change the medical supply chain at its core, and not just for Concordance, but for manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, and providers across the board. Palantir has proven to be the perfect partner to make this vision a reality. There's no doubt that healthcare providers lack certain medical supplies and access to the appropriate data to replenish those supplies. And access to the appropriate data to replenish those supplies put patients' lives at risk. And we are excited to be on a mission to change that. By enhancing the visibility throughout the supply chain for all partners, the ecosystem allows manufacturers, suppliers, and distributors to better prepare for what providers will need versus react to what suppliers need when it is oftentimes too late. Lisa Hohman, Concordance CEO. And remember, Access to the medical supply chain ecosystem requires a license and already consists of active members within the manufacturer and provider communities. Today, the ecosystem development is focused primarily on the fundamental supply chain challenges that exist in the industry. So, by enhancing visibility upstream and downstream, by bringing real-time information and data to users, this will allow for faster and more informed decisions, all thanks to Palantir. So, looking forward, Palantir is even aiming to add additional workflows and logic to the ecosystem to dive even deeper into the healthcare supply chain challenges that, more often than not, expand beyond just supply chain constraints. And I think I'd like to wrap up the video here, guys. Thanks as always, and I'll catch you next time.